available. Now, the minority has dismissed social media posts purporting to be the votes and proceedings of Parliament on the controversial Defense Cooperation Agreement between Ghana and the United States of America. The post, according to the NDC minority, suggests that the majority of legislators who recommended the ratification of the controversial Defense Cooperation Agreement came from their ranks. On Joy News' analysis show, Newsfile, last weekend, Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwul had made a similar claim against the NDC MPs, claiming that 14 MPs from the NDC voted for the defense deal to pass, while only 10 MPs from the governing New Patriotic Party approved same.
His members were 14. The NDC members were 14. The MPP members were 10. We finished the whole deliberation. We sat from around 9:30 to around 9 p.m. Clause by clause. Clause by clause.
You sat from 9:30 a.m.
Yes.
to 9 p.m.
Close to 9 p.m.
Okay.
And we went through the process clause by clause, clause by clause, with 14 NDC members and 10 MPP members. The names are all here. You can look at it. Then the committee took the decision to recommend it to Parliament. Yes.
So
adoption.
The NDC, you say, constituted majority at
the committee level
and recommended that this be approved.
Approved.
So what we saw yesterday
That's why I asked the
was
question.
a hypocritical demonstration.
Very. I don't want to use that word.
We are told that that does not reflect the facts.
Okay, tell me.
James.
Thank you very, very much for giving me this opportunity, because this is one of the palpable falsehoods that has been put out there in the public
Respond
domain.
to it directly.
Yes, something. He gives the impression that we sat in the committee and the majority members of the NDC voted and recommended. That is not true. Let me take you to Order 211 of the standing orders. There was no voting at the committee. Take my words, and he would agree with me. The committee never at any point in time vote. If we had voted, you see, these are the...
There are recommendations here in the report.
These are the votes.
And if you constituted the majority as claimed, what is your reaction to that?
These are the votes and proceedings. If we had voted, the voting pattern would have been captured. Okay? Check the minutes of the proceedings.
So you have opened to an order which you haven't read.
Division in committees. Every division in a committee shall be taken by the clerk of the committee, asking each member of the committee separately how he desires to vote and recording the votes accordingly. These are the votes and proceedings. In taking the division, the names of all members of the committee shall be called in alphabetical order. When a division is claimed in a committee, every member of the committee present, unless he expressly states that he declines to vote, record his vote, either a yes or no's. The clerk of the committee shall enter in the minutes of the proceedings a record of each member's vote. A member must vote according to his voice. That was not done. What transpired at the committee level was that we raised collective objections led by myself, and he would testify to that fact. I first and foremost took an objection founded on Article 75 of the Constitution, which was a matter, if upheld, would have thrown the entire agreement away. But of course, the committee lacked the competence, because it boils down to constitutional interpretation. Article 75, you know what it says? It contemplates that before an international agreement is brought before Parliament, it would have been executed. He conceded that that agreement was never executed. So what came before us was a draft agreement. So I led the minority, took the objection that we were called upon to ratify something, an agreement which was not executed. So legally speaking, it was not even an agreement.
There you have it. But I must mention that on Sunday, the minority NDC released a statement in which they said they wish to place on record that the attempt to create the impression that the majority of MPs who voted in favor of the passage of the agreement in issue came from the minority NDC is the palpable falsehood designed to save face by certain misguided traitors within the NPP following the outpouring of anger and the feeling of betrayal by the good people of Ghana directed at the NPP government. And if you look closely at what you have on your screen, the statement says a careful scrutiny of the votes and proceedings displayed on social media will indicate in no uncertain terms that the list of MPs in attendance does not disclose any voting pattern. It is therefore very misleading for anyone to simply identify MPs whose names appear on the attendance list by their respective political parties and conclude that the majority of members present at the meeting came from the NDC and that they must be the ones who recommended to the plenary that the agreement be passed.